Seplos Mason. Waiting for sasa hizi ni za hii plate. Ndio zisishikane. Acha sasa hizi za kande. Gani? Plate gani? Zile za nini hivi? Hiyo ile plate itakaa hapa. Ina separate. Za chini. Alafu sasa nafaka. Kumbuka. Yes, anaanzia chini. Sasa anasaidia cells. Hiyo box iko na cells. Kisha katu moja matai nini? Kisha kwa moja matai. Weka tu. So here is the two of our battery connection. We have all the cells in series. The last connection there, I'll do it the last one. And so right now I'm just doing these connectors. So this will be my main negative. So it comes to this battery negative here. And then you have my main, the battery negative coming to the source now. Because this one I've just used this groove to hold it in place so that now I can't access these other things. So this one is, I don't know if the manual, there's no manual for this. So you have YS6 coming to the battery negative, YS8, so this is coming to the BMS, and then YS8 from the BMS to the output. And then, so this one is YS7 from the positive output to the fuse. So this one I'll have to screw it in the washer, then the spring washer. And then eventually I'll have this connector coming from the battery to the fuse. So I can just connect it here. Then when I eventually now put this as it's required, so those are the 6 connectors. So I'm doing this connection and recording at the same time. So this one comes to battery out through the fuse 400 amps. So you have to figure it out for yourself. So YS7 going to out, YS4, this now will come because this plate now will be, this will now come to this terminal, battery positive. The battery negative already now, because the BMS is in place here, so this one I'll screw it down onto this battery. And then this negative will come here, already the positive now will go through the fuse, YS7 through the fuse, YS4. So these are now will come This one now will come here, and now the negative part like that. Now to with this other so about these other cables between the BMS and the active balancer. So you have on the extreme right here we have white and black, you can see. So these ones are for the BMS cables. The short one just comes to the PCB, that will be from cell number 1 to cell number 8, and this one is long one, which goes to this other side, the PCB, from cell number 8 to 16, 8 from down, 16 up here. And also same for, so I think these are a change for the Seplos BMS. Now they have these outlets from the active balancer. The PCB has inputs for this, and you have you can't confuse them because one is short, the other is long. So from cell number 1 to cell number 16, so you can't confuse them, or they'll be where you plug them into the PCB. So one is for cell number 1 to cell number 8, and the other one is for cell number 8 to 16. And they've been made in such a way that now you can't confuse them given the length of. So time now to check these cables first. So you start from up here, active balancer and the BMS. So this first cable here, if you follow it, the red, yellow, white, black. So if you follow that cable, it will bring you to this same cable down here. The middle one in the BMS from your from your right. So the middle one is this cable from from the active balancer to the BMS. This last one is the cable for, let me just, it's entangled. I put these ones on the side. So this first one there is for the LCD screen. So this will go to the LCD screen. And so this is the LCD screen. This one goes to the active balancer. And then also for the active balancer, you have this one red, black, red, black. This one just comes to this switch for the active balancer. And then you have this one black and red. So this black and red, you have them here, positive and the negative. So this one goes directly to the battery. So those are the only three inputs to the active balancer. So this one going to the middle part here. This one is for the switch, and the last one, yeah, for the battery, the positive and negative. And then for the communication, still there is a switch button here. This one is the third now on the BMS. It's only black and red going to the switch. And then you have on the communication output port here, you have these two, they're connected here in front of the BMS, so you can't even confuse them. There's a small one on the right, the large one on the left, so they still follow the same input into the communication port. And then you have this last one here, these two cables, the orange and red. If you follow them, this one they come to this, and this one goes here. So part of it goes to the communication port back there, and the other one comes to this. So this one now also goes to the LCD screen. So I think that there's another cable that you're supplied that you have to, so normally you have to remove this so that you access. So this long cable is for B positive. It's indicated there, B positive. So you connect the B positive to this, such that now these are now go to the positive. So the positive, you're going to have this, and then those ones from the PCB that I'm going to mount here. So with the PCB, you have to extract these cables because they're tucked in. The beauty of this, now you have the port for BMS, the port for active balancer. So this one is your B16, so the 16th cell, so it's on this other side of the battery. Here indicated B14, B15, positive, negative all the way. You have these ones for temperature sensors. This is B10, this is B8, B9, and you had extra screws now for this, so that I can also ensure it's well held in position there. So you apply this foam on the back, so that now once you place it here, also helps now prevent the metal from contacting the battery. So one thing, a small challenge, is that these holes are not very well aligned. I tried to loosen the ones at the edge to see if there's a gap I can play with, but it appears these ones are not very well. And with this, I'm not sure if this washer can be able to affect this terminal here. And this one is okay because the lines are running well deep within, so maybe I can mainly use that, but it's the one with the worst. The screw is towards the edge, but let me see what I can do about it. So see, this lower one has a slot which can slide through, but I don't think the same must be done for the upper part. So this one is rigidly fixed. I think it can move. Let me see. I think the slot can, yeah, it can move. So I'm lucky I'll be able to. The problem has been solved. So I think these ones had a slot running vertically, also the same at the bottom. So now this one is properly aligned, and I can continue fixing it in place. Okay, so the good thing is that also this line is very far from the washer, so it's safe. Alaniki number 7. Hii ilikuwa gani? Ya drill ama? Ya drill ama? Ya drill. Igual. Hebu mpeleke hivi. Niangalia nitaingia kwa hiyo. Handle ya side yake ya nyuma. Handle gani hii? Sawa. So one thing, a small challenge, is that these holes are not very well aligned. I tried to loosen the ones at the edge to see if there's a gap I can play with, but it appears these ones are not very well. And with this, I'm not sure if this washer can be able to affect this terminal here. And this one is okay because the lines are running well deep within, so maybe I can mainly use that. But it's the one with the worst. The screw is towards the edge, but let me see what I can do about it. So see, this lower one has a slot which can slide through, but I don't think the same must be done for the upper part. So this one is rigidly fixed. I think it can move. Let me see. I think the slot can, yeah, it can move. So I'm lucky I'll be able to. The problem has been solved. So I think these ones had a slot running vertically, also the same at the bottom. So now this one is properly aligned and I can continue fixing it in place. Okay, so the good thing is that also this line is very far from the washer, so it's safe. Alaniki number 7. Hii ilikuwa gani? Ya drill ama? Ya drill ama? Ya drill. Igual. Hebu mpeleke hivi. Niangalia nitaingia kwa hiyo. Handle ya side yake ya nyuma. Handle gani hii? Sawa. Now the first PCB now is in place. So there is no way now you can confuse these cables. So this will go to the V positive of cell number 16. This one is for positive cell number 15. This one just the nearest input. Now you will find it's B14. The nearest is. So this one now we can put it at the last negative. That's temperature sensor. So this one is Janes. So there's no way now you can confuse these cables, provided also you have arranged your batteries correctly, positive, negative, all the way, ensuring that. So this one now is for cell number 8 all the way to cell number 16. From down there, cell number 8, coming all the way up to cell number 16. So let me tighten this shortly. Haya. Gani? Nini ya? Mana kazi iko hapa. Ng'ang'ana, lazima tung'ang'ane naye. Haya. So this one is already fixed permanently. Now we go to the next one that I'll fix here. Then after that, I'm just connecting the cables. Now with the active balancer incorporated, so the work looks a bit, active balancer is incorporated, so the work looks a bit nice. I checked the video by Andy. He initially complained about the lower button, the plate, but right now we have a very good plate there. Then this one has been split into two sections, so you have a mid plate here that now you with a very good compression also for the batteries, and then the upper one has also been made very strong. You don't see that curve that Andy was complaining about, so you have also this T that gives it rigidity and very strong screws there, and gives it some very nice compression. So yeah, so this is the battery. So these ones will go to the face, to the front. Then all these are going to go to the positive and negative. So first of all, just put this in place. Then we see how this works. So as I mentioned before, these PCBs come sealed. So this one is for cell number 1 to cell number 8. And you see this is the black one, which will have that black input coming in, the shorter one in fact, and the white one coming to the other side. And it's also indicated here. You can see B1, B2, B3 all the way, and also the NTC for the temperature sensors all the way. It also indicated the numbers down here, and still also on the active balancer side you have the numbers. So now this one is from 8 to 16. So this one is from number 1. So you know number 1 now is your B negative. So this side is our main negative. And it comes sealed, and they have tucked in the cables inside. So you have to unwrap it so that you can do the connection. Now with the sticky foam at the back. Now with the sticky foam at the back, you can see now the next PCB is ready. So this one is now from the first side on the right is for cell number 1 to cell number 8, indicated here, B0, B1 all the way to B8. So the NTC, these ones are now for the temperature sensors. You have one at this one will go to around cell number 7 or cell number 6, and then so this is the lower side. Normally, so these ones are packaged, so you have to screw these ones in place once you've gotten. And so this one is for the BMS, this is for the active balancer. So very simple and a neat design by Seplos. So now all the PCBs have all been connected, as you can see. So this one just go to the nearest cell. There's no way you can extend it to this terminal, so this one will be negative. So this one will be positive for the first cell. This one is positive for this one. This is positive for the next, positive for the next, positive for the next, positive for the next. This one is you can just put it here. So this one the next positive, then this one is the next positive. So this one has on both sides, positive this side, negative this side, and positive, and so continues all the way up to the top. So there's no way you can confuse this. And now this is the BMS. This is the large one for the BMS cables. The larger one will come to this, though they still have the same inputs, but then so that you don't confuse cell number 1 to number 16, number 1 to 8, 8 to 16. So this one looks smaller, this one looks a bit larger, so that the connectors are different, so that you don't confuse them during connection. So now let's connect everything together, so that now we have our BMS, all our batteries connected. Then we measure the voltage. Then after that, now I'll be able to lower and also terminate this to the output negative. Then also this one on to the positive with so this one will have like this to the positive, this one also coming to the positive from the BMS, the cable is mentioned from that back there, and then also this to the positive. So it will have like 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can't also this one as an output. For B negative, there is also sorry, there's another cable. Those ones from active balancer, the positive and the negative. So this one is a negative. Where is the positive and the positive? So this positive is going to have like 5 connections if you also count this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one is the 5th. So with that now, let's see how that goes. So doing a little bit of confirmation. So this one is start with B1. So this one will eventually come here. Or if I can just connect it. So that's B1 connected here, and also this coming here. I think also this may come here, but there's no problem. That's a temperature sensor. And then we have, so this one has two for negative and for positive. There is nothing coming in here, so just for the bus bar, here we'll have our balancer. Positive, next positive, next positive, next positive, positive, temperature sensor. So these ones I've not connected them, so this is the last. So this is for this link here. Once it's connected, so that means up here I have, but let me just connect it as the last option. So once that is connected, I'll have this one coming in here, and then this one here. So this is my next positive, next positive, next positive, next positive, 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 then the last positive. So this one coming on there. Oh, so we are nearly done now. So whatever is remaining, because now I've also ascertained the connections back here, okay? You just now to connect this to this and make it upright. Connect this to the battery, to the output. Here it's already tucked in nicely. So connect this to the battery, and then you see how we go from there. Ni poa poa, najaribu kumalizia hapa. Now this one is the final bit. I'll have so this one is connected. Normally this long bars now for battery negative coming in here. So this one is B1, B minus, then power minus. So from the power side is at the back there. It's now you can see it's now connected well. So everything is okay. So what's remaining now is I terminate these ones here for the positive, and I think there is one negative cable that I need to add here. This coming from the active balancer, so this negative cable will come in here, and then I'll have the positive cable here, and then so these ones are going to the front face. This one is going to the front face. This one, these two coming to the active balancer, and then this one and this one for the BMS. So the short one will come here, and the long one, this long one now will come, the white one now will come here. It's also color coded black and white. So let's see how this goes as we finalize our connection. Now I'm going to torque these ones down. So I prefer it standing because if anything falls on these naked terminals, the span will just fall all the way to the ground. So these are just stock them down one by one. So just tightening it down, not too much. So it's good to do one roll at a time so that you don't forget. So these ones are just in. Because any loose connection, anyone not tightened, will result in heat. And tightening by hand, I think it's better so that you don't overdo it and you end up damaging the threads. Just check on this one. It's fine. And normally I like also to ensure that the BMS is in its off position. So connected nicely. So nikipiga video. Now everything has been connected. BMS, active balancer. So the black on the black, white on the white. Active balancer. Everything connected. Now let's turn it on. We see. So there is a light on the BMS. Seplos welcomes you. So the battery is no warning. Everything is okay. And then time also to see if the active balancer will turn on. It's on. So everything is also okay for the active balancer. And here is the battery now. So time to close it up, switch it off, close it up. And then I'll connect it to our inverter right there, mounted on the wall. So checking the cell voltage. They're all within 3.27. I think one low here is 3. So this cell number 12, let me go to number 1. So number 16, 3270 around there. 67, so number 10, 11, 69. So I think it's only cell number one at 66, but fairly the difference is very few millivolts, so the cells are well balanced coming in from the manufacturer. There's no need for top balancing because you have active balancer within the battery that will help us with the balancing of the cells. So the inverter, that's the home screen. The inverter and the battery are now connected. Here is our Seplos battery. So I'm just waiting for the people on the roof to finalize to connect.